Hey guys, it's Joe from Style You by Joe. I'm in the kitchen again this morning. We're going to be making a time-consuming but simple recipe. And the only reason it's time-consuming is there are several steps to it. This is the Savory Magazine. It's put out by Giant Food Stores. In it, there's coupons, but there's also a lot of great recipes. Today's recipe that I'm making is a baked macaroni and cheese with chicken and spinach. I gotta tell you, I'm not a big macaroni and cheese fan, but this one sounded interesting. Now, I have cooked the pasta according to the directions. I made it al dente because the recipe is gonna bake in the oven once we're done. That was 14 minutes. I also poached the chicken. Poach. Poach is so simple. It's you're cooking it in water. Now, those of you who normally watch me, you know that my water here at this house is not flavored. So, it's an Italian style recipe, so I got some parsley, I got some thyme, I got some oregano, bundled that all up together, threw it into the water with 2 cloves of garlic and a couple peppercorns and 2 bay leaves. Really simple. I had the stuff in the house. You don't have to do it, but again, it just is going to impart more flavor to your chicken. So that cooked for 14 minutes. So that's done already. What we're going to do next is I'm just going to rough chop some bacon. Grab this here. I'm going to throw it into a waiting pan, and we're just going to crisp it up real quick. Again, I have the pan decently hot. You can hear that sizzle as soon as it goes in. Let me quick wash my pan. And we just want it to get crisp. It's another component to the dish. So let's stir it around. And again, it's a simple recipe. It just takes a little bit of time to get all the components done, which is why, well, the chicken's done and the pasta's done. While that cooks a little bit longer, I'm going to get my bench scraper. I'm going to throw the chicken into the pasta. Oops. Just occurred to me that I didn't actually go over the recipe with you guys. Sorry about that. So it's 8 ounces of macaroni, which is how it comes in an 8-ounce box. It's 2 chicken breasts. I had 3 in the freezer, so guess what? I made 3 chicken breasts. Nobody's got to come and arrest you if you make it your own. Which again, poaching it in flavor is making it your own. So I'm not going to get arrested. I'm not overly worried. It is 6 strips of bacon. I only had 5. Oh well, didn't run out and get a new pack. I just made the 5 that I had. It calls for 16 ounces of fresh spinach. Guess what? Fresh spinach doesn't come in a 16-ounce bag, but frozen does. I got frozen. Oh well. It calls for 8 ounces of fresh mozzarella, and it calls for half a cup of panko breadcrumbs, which are the Japanese-style breadcrumbs. They tend to be a little bit crispy. And I don't know if you caught that. The only thing that we're measuring is half a cup of breadcrumbs. This is a no-brainer. There's no measuring except for half a cup of breadcrumbs. If you can't do that, and I'm pretty sure you can, there might be some other issues. So I'm just going to go to the refrigerator. I'm going to grab my mozzarella. I'm going to quick cut that up while the bacon is crisping. And this is one step that I wouldn't skip on. You want the best mozzarella that you can buy because it's another flavor component and there are so few to it. So again, I'm just going to rough cube it. We're not measuring anything here. Now before I rough cube it, taste it to make sure that's good. Yeah, that'll do it. So we're rough cubing it. As you can hear, I hope you can hear, the bacon is singing to me the whole time. It's telling me that it's working, which is a very good thing. And again, you're making this yourself. You don't want to make it tiny? Don't make it tiny. Leave it a little bit bigger. Serve the bacon. If you're so inclined, you could use pancetta instead of bacon. Pancetta is an Italian style bacon. We are going to just drop the cheese in here. Give my hands a good wash. The bowl's getting a little bit fuller, but this is the biggest bowl that I have. So we're just going to give this a quick stir, try and get it incorporated as we go. Now, being that the spinach is frozen, it's taken on a lot of water. So, well, hey puppies. So I always take a tea towel, a clean one. Dump the spinach into here. Make sure I got all of it out of there. And you're just going to ball it up and squeeze as you go. And you want as much of that liquid out of there as possible, because that liquid isn't going to do anything except for make your pasta soggy and wet. And, well, that's not what we want. We actually are baking it, so we want it pretty dry. Give my hands another good wash. Chicken is getting lovely. Now, the bacon is almost done. And here's another thing that I'm doing. I wanted something spicy, something to give it a little bit of bite. I didn't want garlic because the garlic is in the chicken, and sometimes when you fry garlic, it gets a little bit bitter. I didn't want onion because I thought onion would be too strong. So I diced up a large shallot into just a pretty fine dice. I'm going to throw that in here to the bacon while it cooks. And that's just going to fry it with the bacon. And again, it's just going to be a subtle onion flavor. It's not going to be really, really heavy. Oh my God. Like Rachel Ray says, I wish that we had smell-o-vision because this just smells so good. It's just a little bit of an onion scent to it, and you got the bacon, and I'm tempted to stick my fingers in here to grab a piece of crisp bacon, but we probably don't want to hear that screaming. So the bacon is almost done, so I'm going to go get a slotted spoon. I want to retain the bacon fat in here, the onion or the shallot flavored bacon fat, because we're not quite done with this. So as soon as the bacon gets your desired doneness, and quite frankly, I'm not going to make this overly crisp because like I said, it's going to go into the oven. So I want some of that bacon fat to go through as it's baking in the oven. But it's just about where I want it. So I'm going to just put this in here. Getting all of that because I don't want anything to go overdone. Then we're just going to take our spinach ball, break it up into all of this. And I don't even want to cook it. I just want to flavor it. So break that in. I'll get rid of this. Wash your hands one more time. Give this a good stir through. It's getting all of the little bits of bacon and shallot that I didn't get out the first time in through there. Going to the top, I'm going to get my olive oil spray pan. I'm going to spray my baking dish. That's done. Now, if you were baking this right away, you would have preheated the oven to 400 and you would have baked for about 15 minutes until it's done. I'm just going to dump this all in there. But I am actually going to be cooking this tonight because I have some running around. So this is a great make-ahead recipe. Dump it into our baking dish. And the baking dish actually gives me a little bit more room to mix it up. Oh, a piece of bacon escaped. Horrible. So we're going to get it all good and mixed together. And folks, this is what the finished product looks like. Now, when I bake that tonight, I will top it with a half a cup of breadcrumbs. I'm not going to, because there is a little bit of moisture to this. I'm actually going to wrap this up and foil it, put it in the refrigerator until tonight, and I don't want those breadcrumbs to get mushy, because who wants mushy breadcrumbs? When you think of a classic macaroni and cheese, it has that crunchy top, breadcrumbs and the cheese baking, and that's what I want to mimic. Anyway, guys, you have a stylish day. Please, like I said, the Savory Magazine is free with your giant card, so if you have it, go get it. Folks, have a stylish day. Thank you so much for following me. It shows love and support. If any of you have a question or want to see me do something, please let me know. There are pictures of how I started this recipe on my Facebook and Instagram. Guys, have a great day and thanks.